trust in your way of being a hero.
Welcome to the era of the Red Death.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 9, and this will be my trailer breakdown for The Flash Season 9 Episode 5, aka the finale for this graphic novel titled Mask of the Red Death Part 2, which obviously it was a two-parter finale and it's going to carry on from last episode. So yeah, this trailer does highlight some pretty interesting stuff, such as Red Death's revenge against the Flash due to the events of last episode, where Barry does destroy her plan to get back home. And there's some various cool bits in here as well, such as the final battle between the Flash and Red Death, and many more. How this Rogue War, as well as the Red Death arc, comes to a conclusion, and how we're going to carry on going into the next graphic novel after the other set of interludes we will be getting after this graphic novel ends. But yeah, since this is a two-parter, I will quickly recap the main points from episode 4, which is part 1 of this finale. So we obviously found out that Red Death is Ryan Wilder from an alternate timeline. It is not the Ryan Wilder from Reverse Flashpoint, but this is a completely different timeline where she has been adopted by the Waynes. She's been the only Bat family member who's ever existed, so there's been no Batman, no anything like that. She was a member of the Justice League. Iris is her best friend, which she ended up killing because of the Flash, and the main thing to take out is that she has an established rivalry with another version of the Flash, because that Flash pretty much turned rogue. You know, she's become jealous of the Flash, studied her allies, and then managed a way to become a speedster, and she pretty much became an artificial speedster. So this is why she needed the cosmic treadmill, because she cannot tap into the speed force due to her not being a natural speedster. So this means she is not the negative speed force avatar, which obviously we will talk about in another video. But yeah, the main point to pretty much pick out is that her trip to home pretty much got destroyed by Chillblaine, and Red Death is now seeking revenge. She's not very happy because her plan to go home has obviously been destroyed, and now she wants revenge against not only her version of the Flash, but also our version of the Flash, in which now she has an established rivalry with our version of Barry Allen. And she said, now that I cannot go home, I might as well just take the city from the Flash. And that is pretty much the main plot point to pick out going into part 2, which is the finale for this graphic novel. Now, obviously, before I go into the trailer breakdown itself, I will quickly go over the synopsis for the episode, as it does give us a better idea in regards to what's going on in the episode. So the synopsis kicks off as followed. As the Red Death wreaks havoc on Central City, Barry and Iris come up with a plan to turn to Cecile for help. Barry is faced with what he thinks was his greatest mistake and the Red Death's greatest success. Keon wants to help Team Flash, but Barry can't risk losing her. Joe gives Barry a very much needed pep talk. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff in terms of the synopsis. A lot of it does link in with the trailer, so I will talk in between. I'll refer to the trailer and then refer to the synopsis in between pretty much. But this trailer kicks off with Barry mentioning that Red Death is becoming powerful and that they need to go back out there and find a way to pretty much stop her. Now, the reason why Barry would be saying this is because now Red Death has nothing left to lose. Like, she's lost everything, she cannot go back home, and this is the greatest mistake this synopsis is referring to, is that Red Death's cosmic treadmill is now destroyed, so that she isn't able to go back home, and that her pretty much greatest success is that she's able to now get revenge against the Flash by wreaking havoc on Central City. That's pretty much the main idea of what's going on over here. It's kind of like the Zoom arc in a way from season 2, where Zoom's just going around destroying Central City. Like, that happened like towards like the back half of the season, where he brings in like all of these meta-humans. This is kind of similar in a way, where Red Death is obviously the leader of the Rogues. She's wreaking havoc on Central City, going into various points across Central City, like we do see from the shot over here with Chester looking at a monitor and supposedly like seeing all this destruction, psychic energy. This could be what this could be like the areas Red Death has been affecting in Central City, and that obviously being Red Death and the Rogues. So it's pretty much the same idea. Red Death is the leader, and then the Rogues are obviously doing Red Death's command as well. It's sort of similar, so they're all pretty much wreaking havoc on Central City. Now, we do have the shot of Ryan Wilder pretty much pinning Barry to the ground. We do see Barry back in that same warehouse that we were in for the past couple of episodes. Now, this could either be one of two things. Either A, Barry came back for Chillblaine to see if he was alive or not, or B, Red Death called him here for a specific purpose and then they're just battling each other. That's what could be happening. But over here, clearly Red Death is mopping the floor with the Flash. Now, the reason why this is because they depowered the Flash once again, which it's very disappointing. I don't really like that they keep doing this and just finding a way to like give the advantage to the enemy by making Barry lose his speed. It's been so repetitive and it's just getting annoying at this point. But regardless, Barry still has his speed, but he's not as fast as he was, pretty much. So he's still a speedster. He's still able to run. He's still going to be able to fight. But like, this is to pretty much make him on par with Red Death, because otherwise if Barry had his full speed, he would easily mop the floor with her. And I guess that's the main idea of what's happening over here. And that's why Red Death seems to be having the advantage, because of Barry losing his speed. But also we do know that Red Death does have this established ability to steal like speed from the Flash and just slow him down, like what we saw from episode 3. So something like that could be implemented over here as well. We do have a very cringy line from Red Death where she's like, "Stay down, boy," or something like that. And I wasn't really much of a fan of that line. I'm not really a fan of it. But yeah, we do obviously have the final battle between the Flash and the Red Death in this episode, as this is the finale. I am expecting big things because we haven't really been getting Flash action at all, which is kind of disappointing. Like, we've had 4 episodes without Barry really fighting one villain, and I'm not really a fan of it. I wasn't really liking it, and I didn't like the idea that they made the characters do all the action, the other characters do all the action sequences. We needed to see the Flash face off against someone. We needed the Flash action. I understand it's to save the budget for like other episodes, other like bigger episodes, shall we say. And that's what the Flash season 7 kind of did with pep talks. But I wish they just found a better balance in this. Instead of making like other characters do all of the fighting, we could have just had simple Flash action. I would have preferred that anyways. But I don't know, like, it's been very disappointing that we haven't really had the Flash face off against anyone yet. But thankfully we are getting this fight between the Flash and Red Death, and hopefully it is worth it, because after 4 episodes of disappointment, we really need something big to happen. We really need this big battle between the Flash and Red Death. We do need those like speedster chase scenes and all those sorts of stuff, which to be honest, I very highly doubt they will do. But we do need something big to happen, because we haven't really had the Flash fight yet, and it's been very, very disappointing. So this is the final battle between the Red Death and the Flash, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Now, another interesting plot point to pick out from this trailer is that we do have the Rogues invading CCPD. Now, what the reason for this is, I don't really know. I guess they're just going around wreaking havoc in general. But I don't really know why Central City in particular. But we do have like the Rogues facing off against Kramer, which I found pretty interesting. There have been people going around saying, "Oh, okay, Kramer is definitely going to die over here." But like, in this CCPD shot, we do have all of the Rogues, including Red Death, being around. And I think those people forgot the idea that that Kramer is a meta, so she can pretty much take the powers of anyone, including Red Death. So she could even have temporary speed and all those sorts of stuff, so she could easily get out of the situation if she wishes to. But it will be interesting to see how the CCPD scene is handled. I am actually quite interested to see what is going on over here. Now, obviously, we do have the good Rogues. Once again, the good Rogues will be helping out with this Rogue War, if you will. And we do know another character that will be returning for this episode will be the original actual Batwoman. Batwoman will be in this finale as well, teaming up with the good Rogues. And she will be helping the Flash take down Red Death. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. And obviously, this will be when the Flash and Ryan Wilder properly meet. So that's going to be interesting. Now, the synopsis did refer to Barry seeking help from Cecile for a specific purpose. I wonder why that is in particular. Like, is there something that Cecile has an advantage of? I'm assuming with her powers, which I don't really like the role they're giving to Cecile over here, with her like using her powers, having this very central focus with her abilities. I really don't like it. But it's clearly what they're going for. They are definitely pushing forward for this like superhero thing for Cecile, and as much as no one likes it, it's already filmed. Like we can't really do anything about it. But then we do have this pep talk between Joe and Barry, and I'm guessing this is because of how, like, you know, guilty Barry has been feeling, because they obviously left Chilblain there to quote unquote die, in which we know Chilblain's not gonna die. And I'm interested to see how that's going to be fixed. Like, is Barry going to time travel and find a way to help Chilblain, which I doubt he will do, because that'll just mess up the timeline. It's just probably going to be that Chilblain never died or something like that. Like, they just held him captive. That's probably what it is. Maybe they held Chilblain captive to lure the Flash. Like, they're just like, okay, well, Chilblain is alive now, Flash, you come here, sacrifice yourself, or else I'll kill Chilblain. And maybe that's what it could be when the synopsis is talking about Barry's greatest mistake but Red Death's greatest success. That is to leave Chilblain alive, so Barry can actually go back for Chilblain and use that as a trap. I'm guessing that's what's going on over here. But yeah, obviously we do have, as I said, this pep talk between Joe and Barry, in which I don't mind these pep talks because Joe always slaps with the pep talks. Joe never misses with his pep talk, so I am really looking forward to this one. And then lastly in the trailer, we do end up with Red Death in CCPD, and she says, welcome to the era of Red Death. So she's pretty much trying to just take control of the city and just wreak havoc, because she has nothing left to lose. She's just gonna take control of Barry's world and make it a living hell, pretty much. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below what you guys think about all of this. I'm interested to see all of your thoughts towards all of this as well. Are you guys looking forward to episode 5 or not? Be sure to let me know. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.